All right. Hey, welcome back.
Hey,
Welcome back. Hey, I'm Brother Brian here on KIEZ 106.7 FM, recording directly from the cloud. Hey, I got Marcus Bradford back on the line. Last time we spoke was back in July of 2021, and you were sharing with us all the great potential that was taking place in Arizona. Now I'm down here in Louisiana, South, and to me, Arizona is right next to California, and it's like paradise. So what's going
yeah,
on over there, Mark, over there in Arizona?
a lot's going on actually. Arizona's growing. We had about a 30% appreciation year over year in our home. So the average, which is already everyone knows that appreciation and homes have been great just because of the shortage. National average has been at somewhere around 19%. Arizona is one of the top three. We topped out about close to about 30% appreciation. You
Okay, well,
imagine that?
hold on. Let's pause for a second because I guess because you dropping all this information on us. So I'm gonna let the people know who you are, what you do for a living. This is Mark Bradford. He's in Arizona. This is my familiar, is my cousin, and he's out there in the real estate industry. He's a. Oh, are you? What's the difference between a real estate agent and a realtor?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's
Okay.
different.
So
Yeah.
he's a realtor and a real estate agent. But the bottom line, he helps you and the family get a solid, good investment roof over your head. And that's what he was talking about, the appreciation, the increase. And I'm assuming you're talking about increase in population of citizens. And of course, when you have more citizens, you also have more assets in the form of real estate that has to be built up, has to be redeveloped, and also improved right there in AZ. I think AZ is the number one vacation capital, or one of the number one vacation capitals of this time. So tell me what's going on as far as leisure, business opportunities, just a plethora of opportunities in Arizona. Sorry to cut
Absolutely.
you off, by the way.
No, no, absolutely. I mean, that's the theme of what everyone's talking about in real estate. It's I need space. Speaking of, if you go to Spotify, Amazon, Deezer Music, go ahead and check out my girl Breton. She just released her album, I Need Space. So on Monday. So just a shameless plug there, really quick. But that's what we're talking about. Everybody needs space. What's happening right now is there are about 40 million millennials who have
Oh,
entered
oh.
the purchase arena. So now they're ready to buy because time is ticking. You know, they're married, have kids, families expanding. And what happened since the crash back in 07, 08, builders slowed their building. So we have a housing shortage across America all the way around. Um, so that's what's causing such great appreciation. And what's also what most people could observe is that there's been a lot of migration since the pandemic.
Now, when you
Uh,
say it's increasing depreciation, are you talking depreciation and inventory?
well, when I say appreciation,
Oh,
I mean
appreciation. Okay.
appreciation with the value of a home. So home values are just climbing. So what that does, it has some implications. One, homes are becoming more expensive for everyone, especially with rising mortgage rates.
Mhm.
And in fact, the Feds should meet tomorrow on the 16th, and they're
Mhm.
expected to do a 0.25 basis increase, which mean take that interest rate up to 3.85, 4. But so we're looking at homes are just becoming a little bit more expensive, and but those who have homes, who purchase homes, I mean, they're just raking in the money and building wealth hand over fist right now. And so that's why I'm here to help everybody to see how you can get into that position so you can enjoy some of the rise in appreciation rates.
Okay, so we're talking about appreciation rates and also the appreciation of that investment. Now, you deal with what aspect of real estate do you really focus on? Is it with buyers? Is it with sellers? Is it for investment properties? Tell me a little bit
Yeah,
more your niche.
absolutely. Well, my niche is single family homes. So
Okay.
with single family homes, basically it's, you, your wife, you get married, you move to a home, you know, car, garage, backyard pool. So for those sort of homes, generally, most people buy them to just live in, of course, raise their families. But also, we all understand that real estate is the number one wealth a gainer for the average American. And how they gain wealth through real estate,
the American dream.
Yeah, absolutely, is through appreciation. You purchase a home now, 15 years from now, you buy a $400,000 home. 15 years from now, that home's appreciates, especially if it goes on current levels. Last 10 years, appreciation has been pretty steady, about 7%. You're going to make another $450,000. So you ask me, like I ask my clients, when and how are you going to make $500,000 by just living in your home and raising your family? Never. A real estate is obviously the answer that everyone needs to build generational wealth, to pass something on to their family and friends. So what I like to do is educate everyone on the market and how to position themselves in a place if you're not ready to go ahead and start building that wealth. And for those who are in the game, where do you stand? Should you buy? Should you sell? Should you hold? Those are the conversations that I have, and it's primarily with single family homeowners. So whether you're an investor or just the average American looking to build generational wealth, that's what I specialize in.
Okay, now you dropped a lot on us. We're talking about wealth, and you even specifically identified generational wealth, which is very powerful. But let's talk about the area of Phoenix. And when I hear Phoenix, being living in the South, I think of the things Paradise Valley. I think of Scottsdale. I think of snow-capped mountains. Is Phoenix the only city outside of Scottsdale that's there in that area?
Well, nationally, we grade cities based on whether they're metropolitan or micropolitan. So you would consider Monroe maybe more of a micropolitan. You're not so necessarily connected and intertwined with every city next to you. But with Phoenix, areas like Miami, Los Angeles, Los Angeles has a number of suburbs that we would consider a metropolitan. Same thing with New York, Chicago. If you're in Chicago, you probably know where Champaign is. So Phoenix is a metropolitan area. So it includes Peoria, Goodyear, Buckeye, Phoenix, of course, Chandler, Tempe, Paradise Valley, Scottsdale.
Tempe, that's where the football team is, isn't it?
The football team is located in Glendale, actually. The Arizona Cardinals is in Glendale.
Okay, okay. That's right. Give me straight now.
Yeah, and Tempe is where the big college is. So definitely, if you want to see some football, you can still definitely see the Sun Devils there on Mill Avenue in Tempe. But Phoenix.
Tempe, that's the area for the college students.
Absolutely. Okay. But it's also a booming city for tech. Actually, we're approving Phoenix. If you come here to Phoenix, you'll see a number of approvals for development in the city. Especially with Phoenix, with Tempe's Tempe Marketplace and Tempe Town Lake, the condos and structures growing up around there. We're definitely inviting for multiple tech companies to come out here because we have a migration. Phoenix is growing as a tech company, not just a tourist and retirement location like Florida, which is the big difference. With Florida, of course, you go there and there's a lot of retirees and vacation spots, but with Phoenix, it's sort of a hybrid. We're also a booming tech city. So tons of opportunities.
Yeah, that's fairly new. The tech industry is actually growing, and Phoenix area is being one of the target areas for tech. And you also mentioned about football, and also I know you all have a professional basketball team. Any other professional sports that are there in the Phoenix area?
Absolutely, we have them all. We have baseball, we have hockey. We in Phoenix, you can pretty much experience. Here's what I love about Phoenix. the one thing that we miss, and I'm sure we're working on this, is the beach. But besides that, we have mountains. We have the forest. You can ski here in Arizona. It's just a couple hour drive, and Vegas, of course, is close. If you want a beach, you can get to California really relatively quickly. But Phoenix offers so much, and the weather is beautiful year round, beautiful weather. And you don't have to worry about anything freezing or anything like
Yeah. We got hit past couple of years in Louisiana, freezing and rolling blackouts. So yeah, I mean, Phoenix is definitely sounding interesting. A place that an individual, especially a millennial, possibly can go out there, plant their new roots, and really start to develop and grow. And especially with what's going on all across the nation right now, work from home opportunities. So yeah, you can actually go to Phoenix, work from home 8-10 hours, and then actually go out into the community and enjoy the leisure of the community itself. What about other things that are like entertainment, operas, dance, art? What about that?
Absolutely. We have a number of museums and a social life. In fact, we're having our ostrich festival coming up here soon.
Say what?
Yeah, tons of music, and what's interesting about us is that we have we have comedy clubs, so you don't have to worry. I mean, all your top comedians are out here, and like you mentioned, with the migration going on with work from home tech companies, Phoenix was actually the second most popular migrated area during the pandemic, and so everyone is saying, "Hey, Phoenix is great. It's great weather. It's affordable, and it's a relatively safe city, much safer than like Los Angeles, Chicago, New York. So if you're still looking for great opportunities to expand your income and grow your family, to be able to raise them in a safe environment, Phoenix is definitely the number one place that you love to be.
Okay, well, tell me about public transportation. You may have a young family, or you may have a young individual moving to the Phoenix area. They may be short on transportation. What type of public transportation does the Phoenix area offer?
Absolutely. Phoenix offers same transportation as many big cities. We have a train system. We have
That's what I want to know about. You all got that fast train.
Yeah, we have a train system now, and that's only expanding. So we're looking to get that everywhere to connect all the metro cities, and that's just something that you're not going to get. How if you're looking at building a family and you're looking at building wealth, or if you're looking at perhaps bringing your business out here and starting it in an area that can support your ambitions, why not go to the fastest growing city in the nation? Phoenix is the best place for you to set roots and to really thrive right now, especially since we're dealing with in a time of uncertainty. It's and volatility. You want to go with something that's growing and it has consistently shown that it's growing outside of some of those other factors.
Okay. Well, I like everything that I'm hearing. When I come out there to visit, I'm gonna definitely have to jump on that train and see what it's really all about, because I've only read and heard about that fast train in major cities. So I get to participate this time. So we've talked about transportation, talked about young families. So I'm gonna let the people know we're talking to Mark Bradford. He's based out of the Arizona area, Phoenix area. He's a licensed realtor. You can reach out to him. We'll leave his telephone number before we end the video. And also tell us, we spoke about first-time home buyers. What about investors? Say like me, myself, I'm a single dude, and I want to go out there and purchase a 3 or 4 unit townhouse or a rental property. What about investment aspects like that? Even though it's considered a single residence, but are those opportunities out there as well?
Absolutely. Not only is it available, but it's diverse, because the incredible part, most people, when they investors, they think of the traditional house hack. House hack, for those who don't understand, are sometimes the multifamily units where you have 3 units and you live in one and you rent out the others, and it basically pays for itself over time. That's great, but with Phoenix, it's so many other opportunities. You don't want to lock yourself into that, and some others will rent out a house and and basically allow the renters to pay that rent. But with Phoenix, the short term, remember, we're talking about one of the premier vacation spots in the country. Short-term rentals like your Airbnbs, that takes your investment from receiving $18,000, $20,000 a year in income from renting out to renters, and can dramatically increase that to $64,000, $70,000 a year, according to Airbnb, which monitors short-term rentals website. So Phoenix has a great opportunity if you're looking to invest. I would certainly lean towards short-term rentals, especially since the pandemic is easing up. A lot of the mask mandates are easing up, and with just one house hack, people are enjoying and loving the smart homes. And in Phoenix, a lot of your new homes are fully equipped with smart technology.
Hold on. Break that down to me now. Smart home. Break it down from the time we enter the door. What makes it a smart home?
Absolutely. A smart home is essentially a home that can operate just from your cell phone. You imagine you're sitting at, think about it. You're sitting at home, and we always hear about these, what they call porch pirates, right? You get your Amazon and you order it.
No, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say that?
You hear these what they call porch pirates. So you get your Amazon ordered, and it's sitting on your front door, and before you get home and go and get it, someone's snaked and took your package. With many smart homes, you can right from your cell phone, as you receive the delivery, you can go ahead and tell them, say, hey, slide it under the garage, open the garage slightly. You can monitor it, of course, through the cameras, close it right behind them, and secure your packages. Of course, you can monitor your electricity and security systems, as far as which we're concerned about families, right? Raising homes, especially millennials, right? We got about 40 million millennials who are salivating to purchase a home. So for those investors, which is crazy, because some people will lean you toward resales. Resales are basically you're buying a home that's maybe 10, 12 years old. But the prices often are comparable to new builds. So if you're going to invest, these things come fully equipped, and you don't have to come out of pocket. So again, get with a good realtor who can kind of guide you to navigate through some of these questions.
So fully automated. That's pretty much a full automation of these homes nowadays.
Absolutely. Speakers, your entertainment systems, everything.
Now, Bill Gates has an outstanding, I would call it a futuristic home, where he just walks from room to room, and in that room that he's currently in, it adjusts to his comfortable temperature automatically.
Absolutely. I sold a house last year that did the exact same thing.
Wow.
So, and what's beautiful about Phoenix, you got to understand that this is a new up and coming city. So your average everyday home buyer can live like Bill Gates. Can't do that everywhere else.
That's pretty powerful. Very powerful. Okay. And you mentioned the listeners and the viewers need to get with a good realtor. So can you define, are you a good realtor?
Absolutely. When we talk about good realtors, we know that obviously if you can afford, I can't make you get to a home if you can't afford it. That's one. But what you want is someone who can help you navigate, if you can't afford one, how to position yourself for that. Also, you need someone who understands the market. Like I mentioned earlier, how the Fed's going to move tomorrow and vote and increase the interest rates. You need to be savvy on understanding how to make decisions with rising interest rates. Mm-hmm. For example, just for the listeners, there's a theory out there that everyone's bracing for a housing crash, right? And
what do you mean when you say that?
A housing crash is essentially they're expecting that the market is just going to pummel, and housing values are just going to drop dramatically.
Okay, I follow you.
this happened back in 2007, 2008. There's some movies about it, but there's a big difference. If you don't have a good realtor, you won't be able to understand that, because a big difference from what happened in 2007 and what's going on now is housing values are rising and they are appreciating. But the biggest difference is that back in 2007, 2008, a lot of individuals were getting into homes that could not afford them. There were a lot of subprime homes, mortgages, but since the Dodd-Frank Act with Obama that he passed, it really changed how lenders are lending money for homes. So we don't have that issue. What we have right now is a shortage because of what was going on. The builders stopped building, and guess what? Millennials are ready to get into homes, and it's so many of them. Now it's just a rush. So whether it's expensive or not, they're doing whatever they can to get in, and that's why you need a good realtor so you can not get left behind.
Okay. So we spoke about industry opportunity. We spoke about building wealth. Look at my notes here. We spoke about buyers, sellers. We spoke slightly about short-term rentals. And what about the misinformation that's out there, or the disinformation that's out there, where people are attempting to consider home purchase? However, the information is not user-friendly, and they may make some hasty decisions.
Absolutely. One part of a piece of information, I mean, you can Google on YouTube or go on YouTube and see, are you prepared for the housing crash? And all the experts they're just not leaning that way. They're not leaning towards believing that there's a big crash. What's happening is that there's a shortage, and that's just not going to go away for a while.
So let's talk about that right there. You're saying, I hear people say that a shortage or low inventory. What does that mean?
Well, take, for example, we have if you can't get into a home, there's such a shortage where now even rental prices are rising. Rental prices last year, on average, went to 17%. That's almost the appreciation that home purchases. So that means if you think you're going to sit inside of an apartment and kind of wait it out, you're starting to realize, hey, they're raising my rents now. And because of misinformation, you chose not to buy last year. But if, let's say that happened in Phoenix, that means for the same house that you could have purchased last year, you're going to pay an extra $76,000 now. And not only that, as interest rates rise this year, you're going to be paying even more for the money that you borrow. So this is the misinformation. This waiting around for a bust or a bubble is just not happening. And I want to touch on one other part of misinformation.
Please do.
What's keeping a lot of individuals out of that American dream? And because we got to remember, we talked about appreciation. That's how you build wealth. Over time, your home is going to be worth more. And that's going to be such a benefit, not just for you, but for your community as well, and your children. But if you're not able to position yourself well to get into it, and what's happening is an affordability issue. So we know, and I don't want to get into politics, but we understand how wages may not have gone to where people would like them to be. What's going on now is that you're in a position where you have to make a decision on how to get there. If you can't increase your wages immediately, some things you can do, you can get out of that car note. Because the answer is debt to income ratio. So based on how much money you make, you got to decrease that debt. So if you're not increasing your income, you need to decrease the debt. That's going to make it more affordable, and you'll be able to get into a home. So these are things that I go through with clients, and we coach and we walk through that process, because I mean, you got to imagine how people feel. You're a millennial. We're ready to be married. We're ready to go ahead and start our family and get into a home. And now I'm just being, I'm being priced out. Well, you don't have to sit there and take it. We have to kind of go with the flow of what trends are. If they, just like the pandemic, we just had to go with the flow and muscle through it. But if you didn't make any moves during that pandemic, you ended up losing.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I appreciate that. Hey, we're talking to Mark Bradford. He's a realtor over in Arizona. He's definitely given us a lot of great information focused on the occupational industries that are increasing in the state of Arizona, more so Phoenix area, the Metroplex. He's mentioned about building wealth. He mentioned about generational wealth. So much great information. He's an actual seller for the people. So, hey, if you're interested in reaching out to Mark, how can they get in contact with you?
Absolutely. You can always reach me by email, Bradford Real Estate Sales at Gmail, or you can reach me by my phone, 480-270-1558. My phone's red, is the bat phone. I'm always available. So please, you don't have to go about it yourself, and you need more personable. I would also encourage people to speak with a realtor because you need more personal information and advice than Zillow. Obviously, we see Zillow sold most of their holdings because they got themselves in trouble as well. So understand that just because it's on the internet, may not always be the most informed.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very strong point. You're actually talking about boots on the ground. You are a native of that area. You've chosen that industry for a specific reason based on family, because you come from a loving Christian family and you focus on a home. Like when I first came to Arizona and lived with you all, it was for a short period of time. And it was something that I had avoided in my life, really understanding the home structure. So I was able to grasp onto that, build onto that. And it was all under that one roof. Pros and cons, but nonetheless, everyone loved one another. We spent holidays together, worked through disagreements, worked through challenges, but everything is done under that roof. And so as we build onto these the bodies of these roofs, you can build wealth. So I appreciate that what you presented to us today. We're gonna give you the last few minutes, Mark. You can share with the people whatever you want to present to them, who you are, how to get in contact with you, or just drop a gem on them. Well, it's your last few minutes. What you got for us?
Absolutely. If I had to say one last thing, it would be that I know that sometimes rising rents, rising mortgages, it can be disparaging sometimes. As you look at how to accomplish the goal, it's possible. Get with the right realtor. We'll walk you through it. Even if you're not prepared, I have people I've been working with for 2 years now, and continually I have resources and business partners to help navigate them through debt reconsolidation, improving their credit scores, how to understand mortgages and the different types, conventional, FHA. Get with a good realtor. So because you're not in it by yourself, and stay in there because the wealth is there for you and you owe it to not just you, but your family.
Makes sense. And you just made me think of something real quick. You're talking about the different types of real estate financing, conventional. There's FHA. There's also USDA. But what about VA? Because I know you're a veteran. I'm a veteran. Do you all work with VA loans as well?
Absolutely. I mean, VA is just one of the most powerful mortgage packages that you can have right now. Just because sometimes let's say you're in an area such as Los Angeles or somewhere else, sometimes the FHA loan limits aren't up with the median price of what your home is. So you may need to get into either a conventional, but now that might increase your down payment. You may have to change your plans. VA, of course, is zero down, and if you've been disabled, of course, they may even cover some of those closing costs for you. And because the VA has increased its limits, you really can get into a great home and into investing as well. Because even when you sell that, I mean, and that's why I said, get with a realtor, because we can help you understand the 1031 exchange, which is how to transfer that income property to and purchase a new property without having to, pay Uncle Sam all that, that money in taxes. So, of course, we all need help navigating, and it's like a doctor. You don't come to me because, I just want to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to help you navigate for your better health for the future.
All right. So I tell you what, I appreciate your time, Mark. And what we'll do next time, we'll focus on one of those specific topics, whether it's a 1031 exchange or FHA, VA, conventional. We'll break that whole, during our conversation, we'll break it down so the people can actually know what that topic or that item is actually about. We'll focus on that next time.
Absolutely. Loans are great because the conversation changes for buyers, sellers, and investors. So, and even, especially if you're a seller, you need to understand which loans are best for you to accept, for your offer to close on time successfully. So absolutely. I look forward to it. Okay. And I appreciate you guys having me.
All right. Well, hey, thank you. Talk to you next time.
Absolutely. Bye.